Hi again, Gregg Bell in Renton at Seahawks headquarters with News Tribune columnist John McGrath. We watched the third organized team activity practice of the week. The first one open to the media this offseason, third one of the week. Earl Thomas, first, there's a ton to go through, but we'll summarize here. Earl Thomas, the three-time All-Pro safety who broke his tibia 6 months ago, was on the field with his helmet on, but he did less today than he did in the previous 2 days when Pete Carroll said he is way ahead of schedule, did everything. He actually competed and participated in full teamwork, way ahead of what I think even he thought he would be that night he broke his leg against Carolina. Russell Wilson has what Pete Carroll said was the best arm strength he's seen in his NFL career since he became a Seahawk in 2012. Eddie Lacy still looks sleek and surprisingly nimble for a guy who's supposed to have weight issues and a weight clause in his contract. He talked afterward. I said, hey, Pete Carroll once thought 245 would be an optimal weight, 240-ish would be your best weight to play in, and I asked Lacy what he thought his best weight to play in. He said, whatever coach wants is what I want. But by far the biggest news of the day, and the overriding theme of probably this whole entire preseason, is the Seahawks locker room rift, apparently revealed by Seth Wickersham in the ESPN story last week, centered around Richard Sherman against the offense, and in particular Russell Wilson. Sherman didn't speak today, no surprise there, wouldn't bring the lightning rod out on the first day. But Pete Carroll said there is no rift, and there wasn't one last year, that this is years old news that is being dredged back up, that the locker room is great, and in essence is what he really boiled down to, Carroll saying, I know how to handle this locker room. The way I've handled this locker room for years has worked. It's got him 2 Super Bowls, including Seattle's only title. So anyone who doesn't like it can go fly a kite. John, your reaction to all you heard and what another day of sunny Pete Carroll was like?
I just think it's unfortunate, Greg, that they can't play right now. I mean, just go ahead and kick off. It's 70 degrees. It's a perfect day. Everybody was healthy. Everybody was upbeat. In all seriousness, I didn't know what to expect today after reading the story and hearing all the rumors and conjecture about the locker room divided. I think there's a lot more there than people would admit, but as of officially, the official word today was it's all in the past and it's all good. And that said, I came out here expecting maybe to just see a kind of a lethargic or a pedestrian kind of workout, and these guys are running around, very enthusiastic. Again, this is the happiest place on earth. Forget Disneyland, it's right here.
That is Pete Carroll's nature. The truth of all this probably lies a little bit between Wickersham's piece of saying that it's a house divided and the defense is still ticked at the offense from the Super Bowl, which I've written about as recently as December, and the fact that it's in the past and this is old news. We know here in Seattle how competitive an environment Pete Carroll fosters. He thrives on it, he cultivates it, he goes and gets guys that have chips on their shoulders and dominant personalities, and then when they get here, he lets them be however they want to be that inflammatory or not. And this is the backside of that. This is the backside of outspoken, energetic, fired up, on the edge players who always don't always get along, but John, they do win. And you can't argue with the fact that they have 5 consecutive playoffs, 2 Super Bowl appearances. Is all this just white noise, you think, for off seasons and the fact we're still 3+, 4+ months from the season beginning, or is any of this tangible to the results on the field?
I think it could be, and it depends on what happens in the fall, Greg. That's why I think it's really important that they get off to a good start. For whatever reason, they're at Green Bay. That's a tough opener. But now all of a sudden you're 1-2, and maybe there's an injury or something, and all of a sudden it all sort of comes back to the front, comes back sort of overflowing again. If they go 3-0 and get on a roll in September, this is all past tense, and like Russell said, you can't go forward looking in the rearview mirror. I'm quoting Russell Wilson. That's how happy it was here today.
We've talked about before the new schedule, the Seahawks 2017 schedule. They're going to be favored in 5 of their first 6 through the bye week. That Green Bay opener might be the only game they'll be an underdog in. So they do have the opportunity to have a head start, a quick start. 3/4 of the Legion of Boom was not participating today. Cam Chancellor was without a helmet and watching. He's coming off double ankle surgery in the offseason that the Seahawks don't think is a big deal. Earl Thomas, I already mentioned. Deshaun Shedd coming off his knee injury in the Atlanta playoff game. No one expects him to be on the field until after the regular season begins, maybe October if that. So Luke Jokel was on the field doing a lot of work both at left guard and left tackle. He says he's way ahead of schedule on October knee surgery. All in all, as John says, a very positive day, and there are no rifts. If you're looking for rifts, go find one someplace else. We'll be here all off season. The Seahawks have open OTAs on Tuesday and Friday of next week, then a mandatory veteran minicamp June 12th through 14th. Training camp begins at the end of July. Thanks for watching.